Hello, you're watching the Crypto Roundup on Proactive. Billy Farrington standing by with what's been happening on the crypto markets this week. Billy, good to speak with you. How have Bitcoin spot prices trended this week?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, Stephen. I hope you're well. As for Bitcoin, it's been a bit up and down. I guess we can say we did see a sharp fall against the dollar earlier in the week. In the earlier stages, particularly Tuesday, the Bitcoin dollar pair dipped about 5% or so. I guess we've got these persistent US recession fears kicking about. That's not helping things. I think more pertinently, though, the Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which have been such a massive tailwind for Bitcoin this year, they had been seeing consistent inflows over the past couple of weeks, but that winning streak did end recently, and we saw consistent outflows over the past few days. About $300 million or so over the past few days, which has led to obviously a bit of downward price pressure. So I guess it's that combination of recession fears and exchange traded fund outflows that has caused a bit of downward pressure on Bitcoin this week. Things were slightly better over the last couple of days, more recently at the tail end of the week. On the upside, we have seen some on exchange balances decrease by about 200,000 Bitcoin. Now, why is that a good thing for Bitcoin? Well, because the fewer Bitcoins on the exchanges suggests that traders, that investors, Bitcoin investors, are hodling, right? They're not poised to sell their Bitcoin or trade their Bitcoin. They're taking it off the exchange to put into cold storage or somewhere else to keep hold of that Bitcoin. That's what lower exchange on exchange volumes means. So that is a bit of a positive thing for the Bitcoin markets, and may have supported the price a little bit toward the tail end of the week. But still a red week, so to speak. We're looking at about 1.3% lower week on week on the Bitcoin dollar pair. As we talk right now, Stephen, we're looking at Bitcoin at around $59,500.
There is some news emerging from the Musk Dogecoin saga. Before we get to that, Billy, what's the relationship between Musk and Dogecoin?
Yes, well, it goes back a long way, starting from about 2019 or so. Musk, before he was the boss of Twitter slash X, but still a very prolific tweeter. He called it his favorite cryptocurrency. He consistently tweeted about Dogecoin, which, for if people don't know what Dogecoin is, which I don't blame you, it's a meme coin that hasn't really got any true real world utility. It sort of trades on speculation. It's like a meme stock like GameStop, but in the crypto space, right? So he's long been a proponent of this Dogecoin, been tweeting about it since 2019, calling it his favorite cryptocurrency. He even name dropped it in his 2021 performance on Saturday Night Live. He is the self-proclaimed Doge father. Yeah, to do with that information as you will. However, perhaps more seriously, between the beginning of 2021 and June 2021, the price of Dogecoin increased to something like 7,000 percent. Now, there's no denying that Musk's support for Dogecoin partially, if not predominantly, caused that huge spike in the price of Bitcoin. This led to a class action lawsuit filed against Musk and Tesla, alleging things like market manipulation and securities fraud and all these sorts of things. So there is quite a serious element behind this. The case was Gorog and other plaintiffs in a class action. A few statements from them in the initial class action filed a couple of years ago. They accused Musk of a deliberate course of carnival barking market manipulation and insider trading. Musk hijacked an emergent pop culture phenomenon to cross-promote himself and his companies, etc., etc., etc. Basically accusing him of like really serious things like market manipulation because of his support of Dogecoin and pumping the price up accordingly. And there have been some recent developments here.
Okay, so tell us what's happened this week then, Billy.
Yeah. So Judge Alvin Hellerstein basically dismissed the class action in its entirety with prejudice, claiming that all these Musk tweets and whatnot and these statements are aspirational and puffery and not actually susceptible to being falsified. Essentially, it sounds like the judge basically said, if you made your investment decisions because of things that Musk has tweeted, then perhaps you're a bit silly. Maybe that's a diplomatic way of saying it, and I'm not sure if we can really disagree with that, but I'll leave that up to you. It hasn't really affected the price of Dogecoin. I mean, it's less than 20% of what it was at its all-time high in 2021, even though it is still the 8th largest cryptocurrency globally. But these recent developments haven't really moved the dial, whatnot, probably because Musk didn't tweet about it. I think he's a bit busy having a spat with the Brazilian judiciary at the moment. That's it.
That's a story for another day, Billy. Thank you very much, as always, for your insights.
Okay, cheers. All the best.
That's Proactive's Billy Farrington.